Oh my goodness, look at this lovely lady. Oh, isn't she just so pristine? Oh, I love her so much, little Duchess. She reminds me of Bijou, so it'll be a nice little compatriot for our Bijou dragon. But this is the new Summer Escape event, and in order to get your hands on the Duchess dragon and random perks, Joker orbs and such, you will be needing to collect these new Ring of Keys items, and I have created some guides for these and posted them into the DC event guide section of my Discord server, because we'll need to do the puzzle event, which there's a guide for that here, and there's also a guide for the maze event. But the maze event, you just want to be going down the keys path anyway. But that is the new event that we've got. We've got the new arena, of course, and we've got all the rest of the stuff that's currently ongoing. But the other new thing that we have today are the new dragons. So you can actually see the new spiked dragons in the codex as we speak. So we have a new spiked crab, and we also have a new spiked sonic dragon, and by that I mean spiked quill. So there are two new spiked dragons now available to see in the game, and I love the spiked crab, honestly. Like, if we take a look at him very quickly, spiked claws here, just look at that boy. Just look at him. He's fantastic. I love him. The other spikes were, like the MLP one was quite cool, but I love spiked claws. And his skills are Impaling Outrage, so deals instant damage and protects the user from an attack. And then Claw Cutter, which hits 3 to 5 times. So he has two skills, and one of them is basically like Hex Agony. The other one is like the regular spiked ability, so I could see him actually getting a lot of use. And then the other one that we've got here is Spiked Quills, which I really don't like the design of. It is like some sort of bootleg Sonic character. But the skills, again, is Impaling Outrage. And then we've got Rolling Quill, so deals damage to all opponents. So if you're looking for some extra AoE damage, I guess you could use her. But I don't know, from a design perspective and just cool perspective, my heart sits with the Crabitron. But one other thing you'll notice about these two is that they're also both mythical. So I don't know what their obsession is with releasing mythicals, just tons of mythicals like they did with the pass. Which I'm actually currently summoning him as we speak, actually, so you can see I've got him there. I got him via trading. I don't know why they're obsessed with mythicals suddenly, but they are, so it is what it is. The other thing that we've got today is actually Focus Karma in the Wizard's Hollow with a Heroic Egg chest in there and Jewel chest as well, so that is quite exciting. But before we go into all of that, I do want to talk about the currently ongoing events, because we have the maze event, for instance. And in this is where you get those Ring of Keys to get the Duchess dragon, but I'd highly recommend going down the keys path. And by that, I don't just mean the event items, I mean once you go through the Shelly dragon path, you'll see that there is a brown key, and then you can go on the brown path. And then that is the path I'd recommend because it's got insignias and it's got event items. Whereas you'll see the two legendary paths for the one that unlocks in 3 days and the one that unlocks in 1 day, there is nothing of great value on those paths. So I would ignore those. And in case you want to know what the total cost is, the keys path is about 14,000 currency, and we can get 13,250 currency if you get all the currency from the puzzle event as well. However, that means that we're missing like 800 currency, but you can get that extra 800 currency potentially from our lovely ads. Well, you can't if you're on PC, but if you open the game on mobile, you have that ability, but make sure that you are getting every single thing that you can. So moves, puzzle moves from the quest, maze coins from the quest, and doing everything that you can in the puzzle event. Oh, they didn't reset puzzle event. I ignore everything that I was just saying to myself here. This does mean that in theory, we could get guard insignias, and then if they reset the event, we may get extra guard insignias. We could also end up getting a mythical egg chest depending on how quickly we can grind this out, but that is interesting. It does also mean that the quests are not as they should be, because right now you see that we're sitting on the nature and war ones, we're sitting on the league battle ones, we're sitting on the quest ones. It should not look like this. So if you're encountering this bug, the puzzle event isn't meant to look like that. What it is meant to do is it's meant to reset, and it is meant to look exactly like this, with these quests going from like top to bottom. But instead, because they haven't reset it, we're sort of just in the middle of an event, which is kind of awkward. I'm not going to talk too much about that anyway, but just be aware that those quests exist, and it should reset whenever they fix it. But the maze event is okay, so we can go along with the maze event, that's fine. But with these puzzle events, you definitely want to be picking up the insignias, you want to be picking up the bonus currency in the top area, but imagine if you could just pick up endless mystery food boxes, because like, imagine getting 5 million multiple times in a row, that would be nutty. But one big bonus that you can get out of the puzzle event is if you saved your telekinetic dragon, for instance, like I did, now if you do all of your stages now with the empowered telekinetic, you can get tons of bonus puzzle moves. And on top of that, we do also have the Crownix quests here. So if you do the Crownix quest and you got the dragon, then you can just do tons of these stages instantly. So you can get all of these quest battles from the puzzle event like done straight away. Tons and tons and tons of them. But obviously you need to do 4 of them at this stage, whereas to begin with it would normally be like +1 is all that you need, or 2 or 3, but having to do 4 of them is because we are like at the latter stages of the puzzle event. But either way, just know that these events exist, and these will be a primary way for you to get the bonus event items to do well in the new Summer Escape event. And then in terms of the arena, of course, we do have the new arena for this time around. We do have Avant-Garde available again. He's been available in a few events now. We've got Halo Dragon, we've got Cranium, we do have the lovely Serotonic, and then we have the heroic High Seismic Dragon, who I believe is the current tribute dragon. It should be in the news somewhere about tributes and all of that thing. Here they are. We've got this, which talks about it, and then we've got obtain orbs of next season's chosen tributes by winning battles in the arenas to collect totems, and then you can see him there. And so this means that if we go into the arena, I can start battling, I can claim my rewards from the last arena, and we do have this new arena to attend to. And seriously, High Ashwing in the last arena was insanely good, but this time we have another big boy that we can use. So for instance, going into this, it's going to ban it for the first one, but we do have 3 dragons that we can use. Bolt, he's getting close to E5 at this stage, but you know, we do have Electric or Energy, whatever you want to call it, and then we've got Legend also as the booster element. So we're going to have some interesting battles this time around. And we do have those totems available, which is going to be the same as normal. Orbs for Ultimate, Orbs for Battler, and we're also getting orbs for that Cranium Dragon out of the chest as well. So maybe you can get an empowered up Cranium if you like, but you know, I could do those arena battles in a second. Some of them are going to be a bit painful in the first couple after reset, but then typically because of skill-based matchmaking, it tends to work out rather nicely. And then, of course, we do have our new daily goals as well, so you will be push to do your arena battles, your puzzle islands, feeding, watching videos, and also we've got the new quests. So like feeding a dragon with the electric element to go in with the new arena season. So, you know, we can go and find like a low-level electric dragon, if I even have one over here somewhere. And we could just feed them up, get our maze currency, get our little questing done as well. And then there you go, we can get bonus season points. So we definitely want to be pushing our season points as much as possible to get the bonus insignias. But just in general, I do have my guard currently empowering to E3, so that's going to be 2 guards at E3, Barragard was at E5, and it's just Veil Guard currently that I'm trying to work on. But High Telekinetic will also get empowered thanks to this, and then we can use them. But for now, we've got Cosmic Detto that will also be E5, so there's loads of E5s coming up, and then we've got this lovely, lovely Extractor also on the way. Love him. Absolutely love him. But anyway, I believe that is mostly everything I wanted to go through for now, apart from this Wizard's Hollow over here. So with Karma Dragons in the Wizard's Hollow, I will normally suggest that, you know, they could be worth a few gems, definitely. The Heroic Egg Chest is also interesting, but it's not like the most impressive thing ever because, you know, they're just random heroics. But also having the Parliament Chest, I say Perception earlier, I meant Parliament. But having the Parliament chest here is also interesting because you're probably going to get ×1. But imagine if you get a ×200, you get a heroic egg chest and you pick up a free karma. Very interesting indeed. But, you know, I do see people spend a stupid amount of gems on these karma hollows sometimes. If you can get the karma for like 300 gems, I could understand it. But some people just go way too crazy in Wizard's Hollow. They gamble far too much. and the fact that we've already run into a wizard is a little bit concerning, but I have gotten some gems back, which makes it okay for now. But even if you have a really good initial run, you could just get screwed over by wizards straight away. So there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to finish. It is purely luck, purely RNG. And are you willing to spend gems at just a chance of getting the Karma Dragon or not? Well, the choice is up to you. But so far, this would be a pretty good... Oh god, imagine if we got those 12 gems. I would be considering running with those 100%. But I don't have tons of gems on hand at the moment, which would also make this run a little bit iffy for me to go for, to be honest. But look at this. The game is giving us a lot, but again, that can change very quickly. So don't ever assume that going into a Wizard's Hollow, even in the first 25 rooms, you might get 0 wizards in the first 25 rooms, but that does not mean that you are going to have a nice time in the final 25 rooms. So, yeah. I say try and use your brain when you're doing Wizard's Hollow stuff. I know that the dragon is very tempting. Just because we have a good run going, I'm going to 10 this one. But I'm not expecting this to be a successful run in the end. If it is what it is. But, you know, things can change very quickly, like I say. We're not even halfway through this run yet. We've already spent 15, so it skyrockets at this point. Like, there you go. Another wizard straight away. Am I willing to do it? Honestly, I don't think I am. I do kind of want to use these gems to actually buy an island. So it was such a good beginning. And if I spend this, that's 20 plus the 10 plus the 15, then we would get some gems back, obviously. But is it really worth it? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Maybe the next run, if I get a second run like that, once I've gotten a few more gems from the quest, then I'll be willing to spend a few more. But it is a karma at the end of the day, but you can also just trade for these. That being said, focus karma is actually one of my karmas that I need, because like if I go over here into the trading section, you'll see that focus is actually the karma that I have the least orbs for, and it's actually one of the ones that I still need. So for any of the dragons out there, this would actually be a focus of mine. So get it? It'd be a focus of mine. I'm so funny. Anyway, I will consider in the next couple of runs that we do over the days whether I want to try and push it a bit harder. We got a good beginning, but then instantly if you run into 3 wizards in a row, it's a bit like, ooh, that's a bit icky sticky. I could have gone for an extra 20 and see how we went, but I wasn't feeling it. But tomorrow, maybe I'll feel differently. Maybe I'll be in a different gambler's mood. My real excitement from this event is definitely Duchess, and one thing I will say about the maze event is that we would want to be getting as far into the event as possible, because if I get the legend, which should be this one, the Twinkle Dragon, if you check the path for the Twinkle Dragon here, we've got the ×5 insignias, we've got ×2 keys here. All of the big sets of keys are right at the end of the legendary path. Like ×3, then it's the battle, then it's ×6, then it's the end. So if you want to get all of the event items from this, you realistically have to finish the whole of the maze. And the only way you're going to do that is if you get all the puzzle currency. So I do hope that they, you know, fix this shortly, because otherwise it's like, imagine if I just can't do that because all I'm getting is mystery food boxes. Yes, I'd get ×5 insignias and a mythical egg, but is it worth it missing out on Duchess? To me, absolutely not. So, anyway, let's leave Social Point to do their thing. You could, in theory, pick up extra insignias. Whether you want to do that is up to you, but I am gonna wait because I did my pre-breeds, like my Electric Dragon pre-breeds and my Sea and Light pre-breeds, and then there's no event, so it feels kind of pointless at the moment. But anyway, we'll see if we get a schedule extension on it as well to make up for the fact that puzzle is very much timer-based. It's a bit catastrophic this time, to be honest. But for now, I guess I will leave you there. But I do really like this new crap, I have to say. I'm a fan of him, and of course we've got those new quests for them as well. But you're gonna have to have a fully maxed out Crab or Quill for that, and screw that. No thank you. I just like him. I just like his design. He's a cool boy.